First on Fox tonight, one Davenport woman finds herself living in a nightmare that she can't escape.
She says her apartment building has had a bed bug infestation for months in her building and management isn't taking care of it. Well, that's tonight's top story. Sherry Arnold lives in the Summer Ridge apartment complex. Now, this isn't the first complaint we've heard about it. We brought you the story in July about 2 veterans being evicted there. Management didn't give us a reason for that. Now 3 other tenants are speaking out about the bug problem. Fox 18's Tahira Rahman joins us in the studio with what they're saying. Tahira?
Jim, Tiffany, Sherry Arnold's apartment has almost no furniture. Clothes are still bagged up and there are no beds. You wouldn't think that she moved in more than a month ago, but what's meant to be a refuge for the single mom working 12-hour shifts has quickly become a place of fear.
Climbing up my wall, they were on her clothes.
Just days after Sherry Arnold signed a lease at Summer Ridge Apartments, she noticed a problem.
I would get like 3 bites in one spot, and then my kids would get it so much worse.
Arnold reported the bed bugs to management, and we reached out to them too. The property manager says they pre-treated the unit before Arnold moved in and treated it twice more since Arnold's complaint. They say Arnold has been misleading. But the single mom says this is all they did, powder lining her rooms, and bed bugs still everywhere.
I go to make my daughter SpaghettiOs last night, and there's a bed bug running from under the microwave.
Management says Arnold brought in the bugs, but Elizabeth Plokar has lived in the building for 2.5 years.
The people that were here before her had also experienced it. The problem started in the apartment across the hall, and those people left.
Management also tells us no units were infested before Arnold moved in, but Arnold and Plokar say that's not true.
And the people downstairs in apartment 4 had a problem, and they hadn't brought in anything, and they have since moved out too. So it has been a problem now in 3 apartments.
And she says it's all been reported.
Both of these apartments were vacant, and something should have been done to absolutely resolve the problem. The fact that it hasn't been resolved makes no sense to me.
For Arnold, the problem has not only gotten expensive.
Half my paycheck goes to bug bombs week after week after week just to live with them all over again.
But time-consuming.
Drain myself completely. Like I'm throwing away my clothes so I can change into something else when I leave here so I'm not transferring it to people.
And horrifying.
I come home, I am scared to death to go to sleep.
Now, I did speak with Sherry Arnold's neighbor across the hall. She didn't want to go on camera, but did confirm that she also had a bed bug infestation. She says she refused to pay rent until management took care of the problem and ended up moving out last week when that didn't happen. In the studio, Tahira Rahman, Fox 18 News.
Tahira, thank you. Fox 18 News investigated to find out what rights you have as a tenant in cases this happens.
Here's what you need to know when it comes to dealing with bed bugs on both sides of the river. In Illinois, landlords have to make sure that their apartments are habitable. That includes making sure an apartment is free of bed bugs. If a landlord can prove a tenant brought the bed bugs into the unit, they may be able to charge them for removal services, but in most cases, that's difficult to prove.
It's different in Iowa. A lawyer in that state says check your lease first. Some contracts might put the cost of extermination on the tenant. The attorney says landlords should be held responsible for bed bug elimination in most cases, and that tenants are only responsible for damage they cause on purpose or from negligence. And what if your landlord doesn't do anything? Iowa law lets you end your rental agreement if you can show that non-compliance affects your health and safety. You can then draft a notice to send to your landlord, though that has its own consequences.
If the landlord does not remedy the bed bug situation in the 7 days, then the rental agreement does terminate in the 7 days. So then that tenant would want to be prepared to move out.
Legal agencies in Illinois and Iowa recommend contacting an attorney if you find bed bugs in your rental. Illinois and Iowa Legal Aid provide free legal help to low-income people, and there are offices for that in Rock Island and Davenport. We have that contact information for you online at our